I'm just over here stealing the Wi-Fi from the main office. If I get close to the office, the Wi-Fi is like really good. So I'm just gonna pretend like I want another night. Do you guys bang bang? You sell another night to me for $55 or whatever? Or 65 or whatever. Well, we do love you, Arya Tara. New leader of BS. We hand the reins to you and your officers or whatever you choose. It's like the game when you're in elementary school and you want to play like football with the girls or whatever, and you have the team captains, and it's like flag football, and everybody's like, I want Andrew for my team player on. I choose Andrew, and you choose like the best person for your team, and then you like choose the next best. I want Alyssa on my team. She's gonna be the quarterback, And then you just go down the line. Okay, we want Rodney, we want Daniel, we want, I was always picked last, so you should put me at the end. Oh, Cindy. Okay, with, blah, 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 all the way down. We want Fit. Crap, he's not even on BS. Crap, man. Sinead. I mean, it's definitely a conspiracy of the highest order. You get Arya Tara in there, leading BS. The guild she doesn't even want, she has to do it because Fit's dead, laid on the side of the road, ran into a semi-truck, okay? And then Heroes of War Chaos 2 comes out, and everybody's all depressed. And Arya's like trying to console the entire community. Like, guys, we loved Fit. He kind of sucked anyways. If you watched his videos, he fed a lot. Wasn't that great. He did kind of think a lot of himself. Was always looking at himself in the camera. Did you guys really want that? No, we wanted Arya Tara. Yeah, she did the finals anyways for Rose Guild versus whoever the losers were. It's South Korea versus China or South Korea. They had some mixed in, some spies and whatever. Trying to get back at Waiwo for back in the day when he kicked them out of the guild. It really didn't work, and they knew Waiwo was just going to kick their butts anyways, And then you have a Levesque, the French guy. You have Fit talking about some French people and an American, talking about the finals, $25,000. Okay. So, what's the finals for Heroes of War and Chaos 2 prophecy going to be? I'd probably double that, maybe 50,000, You talk about the Game Loft sponsorship of the finals of Heroes of War and Chaos 2, not Rising, right? So, 50,000 is 10,000 per player. So 10,000 per player is an entire, I don't know, it's part of a year of work. You're talking about 4 months playing with a team, averaging 1/3 of the average salary. Yeah, it's good. It checks out. It's not a huge thing. It's not a big problem. We can get the 50K. I can actually help out with that too. Later on, I can probably get 10K in there. Which parts of the original salary was 25K. You're talking about Fit being able to donate 10K out of the 25 to the 50. Really.